Hello beautifuls, my name is Quavia and welcome to JuJu Thyme. In this video I want to share with you an Afro folktale. Because it's the end of February, it also means it's coming to the end of Black History Month. And so this Afro folktale that I want to share with you, it's dedicated to African and African descendant people. This tale for me embodies so much of what I want for myself, but also what I want for African people on the continent and in the diaspora. So yeah, it's a little bit of an ode to us, you know? There's not much left to be said. I feel like the tale itself and what I want to share will speak for itself. So before I share my heart with you, let me tell you about Lias's revelation.
Lias' revelation. Lias Jones was a praying slave. Lias would pray anytime, but no matter what he was doing at 12 o'clock noon, he would stop short, kneel, and pray to God. The prayer Lias prayed at this hour was a special one. "O Lord," he would pray, "won't you please give us our freedom? Lord, won't you please give us our freedom?" Yet Lias was not discouraged. Without variation, he continued at high noon every day to pray that God would give him and his slave brothers freedom. Finally, one day, the master sent for Lias to help clean the big house. Lias at 12 o'clock was starting in on the parlor, but had not been in the room long enough to examine the furnishings. Just then, the big gong that called the Negroes to dinner started sounding. Lias stopped, as was his custom, to pray for freedom. So he knelt down in the parlor and began to pray, "O Lord, come and give us all our freedom. O Lord, come and give us all our freedom." When Lias got up, it happened that he was standing just opposite a life-size mirror in the parlor, which reflected his image in it. Since the slaves had no looking glasses, Lias had never seen one before, and now he was amazed to see a black man gazing at him from the glass. The only thing he could think of in connection with the image was that God had come down in answer to his prayers. So he said, looking at the image in the mirror, "I declare, God, I didn't know you was black. I thought you was a white man. If you is black, I's gonna make you give us our freedom." If I was continuing to write an ending to this tale, upon looking at himself in the mirror, I would write that Lias never again got on his knees at 12 o'clock noon to ask for his freedom. I would write that Lias, upon looking at himself, never again saw God as white or even a man. I would write that from that day on, upon his own revelation, he continued seeking the divine within himself, remembering the parts of himself that his ancestors tucked away in secret parts of his soul for safekeeping. I would write that when he fell asleep, he received downloads upon downloads of all the things that was taken from him. No. All the things that was perceived to be taken from him. I would write of how the divine would pull his soul to the very beginning of time to look upon those first people and say, "Remember." She would show him the civilizations, art, and culture that we once built. She would then throw him to the cosmos, within that dark divine cosmos, and show him the reflection of his own skin. While looking in that looking glass, the ancestors and the divine would give him glimpses of the future, glimpses of the strength, resistance, beauty, and divinity that was preserved within us, his collective descendants. I would write that when he woke up, he awakened and moved the God within himself to make freedom come and never again ask. I would write that his revelation touched those around him to also be awakened, to also see the divine within themselves. I would write, either one way or another, he and the others got their freedom, and they never again got on their knees at noon to ask for no freedom. The power of prayer in Afro spiritual practices and religions are very important. It's pretty much a cornerstone that none of us have forgotten. No matter what belief system we may fall under, we know the power of a prayer. The human imagination is incredibly powerful. If you can imagine it, you can speak it. If you can speak it, then it's possible. All you need is a single idea, a bit of curiosity, and a whole lot of fuck this. If you ask me, this is literally the formula that is needed to really get the imagination going, to really start your magician journey. Within my own journey, I have witnessed this. And it's something the divine dark cosmic mother and my ancestors are constantly reminding me of. They remind me of my miraculous existence and the miraculous existence of my sisters, brothers, and cousins.
Every single Black person that you see is a walking miracle. You're looking at a miracle right now, and so am I. Because for each generation of people that had to survive, all the things that they had to survive that made it possible for us to even be born, we are a miraculous people, each and every one of us. So if I was an ancestor, I would remind that baby first, if they didn't already know, your whole existence is a miracle. You have this unique set of capabilities, mind, physical form, all these things. You have this one life right here. Don't waste it. Don't waste it thinking about what other people are perceiving you to be. Just like really get in here, acknowledge and accept that you are a miraculous human being and you deserve to go live out your potential.
As what is said, I couldn't have said it any better. We are walking miracles. If you think of everything that has happened and is currently happening to Africa's children and even the dark melanated people of every culture, I mean, some of those things are so horrendous that there are those that do not want that information to be known, or they don't want to or can't face that information. If you think of the civilizations, wisdoms, cultures that were created and is currently being created, it's just innate. There is absolutely no doubt that we are walking miracles. If you are an African descendant person and you are ever in doubt that miracles exist, you need only to take a long look in the mirror, in that looking glass. It tells no lies to what's in front of you. I don't need proof that magic and miracles are real. I'm confronted with it every time I brush my teeth or wash my face. If you are an African descendant person and you are ever in doubt of your power, you need to tap deep within and command agency and declaration over your own life. We are walking definitions of what it means to be able to move mountains, and our prayers are always answered one way or another. Since our ancestors were literally able to move mountains, sometimes on just faith alone, which is literally the bare minimum, okay? Then what in the world can we not do? And don't get me started on if we were to tap into our ancestral power and deities and reclaim the ones that were stolen. May we get to a point of calmness within ourselves, like the type of calm before a storm. Hell, may we laugh just a little bit because we know that the days of pleading are done. We know what clearly we need to do. There is no separate power above that can grant us whatever we are asking. The divine has placed that in our hands. They are within us and all around us and has given us so many tools along with their messengers and entities. The divine asks us to see that. They ask us to shine the divinity within ourselves so brightly that it reaches over and pulls the next person up. Like Lias, may we see ourselves as divine, seeing ourselves as a people that are worthy, divine, and holy. May we see the divine within ourselves first. Like Lias, may we have our own revelation to begin the process of decolonization. And if we say that the divine is everything, then the divine can truly be anything, including what we see when we look in the mirror and look at each other. This is the revelation that I wish for African and African descendant people. May we always know that we have the answers. We have always known the answers to our own individual paths to peace, love, joy, abundance, and freedom. Anyway, beautifuls, we are Black every day, every month, every year, including leap years. So even though Black History Month is coming to an end, may we carry this message within us always. Ashe, ashe, ashe. For just like you, I am but standing in front of the ocean and the cosmos in complete admiration of how much I don't know. But I'm excited that I can be a student of myself and the world so I can see what else unfolds. Thank you for being here with me. Just by simply breathing, may we always continue to shine. Until the next one, truth and love.